Yesterday, the working-class city of Nanterre served up a welcome for the Tour de France bike race. Having such a race start in your town is not only a great honor, it can also put you on the map. But you know, it always seems that each year there are a few bugs to be worked out before you lose that feeling that something bad's getting ready to happen. Well, no one was hurt, and there's always someone around to make sure the Tour de France stays on track, and always someone to answer those nagging questions.
Seen where the team parked at all, Kent? Do you have any idea where the team parked?
Early morning rituals. Greg LeMond putting the equipment in working order. Bernard Hinault, who always has plenty of company around him. Hinault has announced this will be his last tour. Winning it a sixth time would make history. A good many cameras, of course, were pointed in the direction of current overall leader Thierry Marie in his yellow jersey, enjoying a moment many feel might be brief. His boss, Laurent Fignon, with that look that has earned him the nickname Distant Professor. So ready for day 2 now on their month-long journey around the entire French countryside. The race began Friday, July 4th, and headed straight north. It's during these early days of the Tour de France when the racing will be flat and fast as the pack moves together as one. And these towns and plains filled with so much history provide the scenic passageways for the brightly colored surface. Wind their way through Normandy, then head south, remaining in the flatlands and pointed towards the wine country of Bordeaux. But there's no stopping them. If you can't catch your lunch on 2 wheels, you'll go hungry. The repairs to the bikes and the bodies, it's all handled in similar fashion. For there is no stopping the Tour de France. Bordeaux, and the tour is off to the mountains. First the Pyrenees for 3 scorching 7-hour days and perilous trips through thin air. The crowds at the summit always number in the hundreds of thousands. The trips back down are always frightening. The Pyrenees are merely an hors d'oeuvre. The main mountain course is served up in the Alps. It's said the Tour de France always chooses its champions where the mountains bear the snows of winter. It's also where more of the record 210 riders will be picked off one by one. To continue the Tour de France. It takes more than pain to stop men who have trained a lifetime just to try and finish. When the race has left the Alps, the man wearing yellow will likely be the one who does so in Paris, and so proudly rides down the Champs-Élysées, entering history as the winner of one of the greatest sporting events in the world. 2,525 miles of the Tour de France. And here on day 2, 21 teams of 10 riders each got set for this year's first road race. But their pre-race procession out of town was stopped before it even got started. It was a demonstration by the Communist Workers' Union using the opportunity for attention to protest the closing of the Renault auto plant. The protesters made their point without serious incident. But from behind, it looked like a full-scale street brawl. And that was enough to send yellow jersey Thierry Marie looking for cover. But with things back to normal, the rolling start out of Nanterre resumed, and 74-year-old director Felix Levitan went about his duties. The rolling start keeps the pack of riders together until the flag comes down for the official start. and not a fashion show. Bernard Hinault, usually one for a little happy talk in the early stages of the race, looks a little nervous. Maybe it's the fat pack of 210 riders on the narrow roads of this Parisian suburb. And on a day that had already brought enough surprises, Canadian Alex Stieda came up with one more. Stieda, riding on the American 7-Eleven team, took off on a one-man breakaway. And no one followed.
So, with the Tour de France less than an hour old and with scant regard for the 38 miles that still lie ahead, Alex Stieda of Canada heads off into the unknown. A touch of Tour fever, it's a common enough disease in France in July, but who cares about why? It's riders like Stieda who have made this race great. The truth is, the first American team to ride are anxious to prove they're not just food for others to build their own reputation. Stieda wants Marie's yellow jersey, and with it a piece of Tour history. No Canadian has ever worn the maillot jaune, but these riders have seen adventurers before.
What's in the mind of Alex Stieda as he leads this 53-mile road race, far and away the shortest in the entire Tour de France? His first tour already put him in uncharted territory. And now, a sign on a motorcycle tells him that at 1 minute 47 seconds ahead, he is technically in the yellow leader's jersey. And no North American rider has ever worn it.
Alex Stieda is now a man with a mission. The determined 25-year-old who used to be one of Canada's greatest track pursuit riders was now pursuing the greatest goal of his life, the maillot jaune in the Tour de France. And even with a lead of almost 2 minutes, he knows enough not to allow himself the luxury of thinking what might be. Behind, 5 riders from different teams combine against Stieda, and his lead begins to tumble. The chase is inspired by Phil Anderson in blue, the Australian who was 5th a year ago. Stieda's team car tells him to get up, all is not lost yet, but maintaining 30 miles an hour is beginning to tell, and the vision of a yellow jersey today might just be an illusion after all. The people of Paris are being treated to a strange happening. A Canadian being chased by an Australian, a Dutchman, a Frenchman, and 2 Belgians. Phil Anderson, called the Kangaroo by the French, was here to prove he might again be a challenger for this Tour de France. He spent most of the season injured. This unexpected freedom from the pack inspires the chase. There's still light at the end of the tunnel because today along the route there are catch sprints, places where the first rider wins a bonus of 12 seconds. Now his long attack makes sense. 12 seconds down overnight, Stieda's already won 1. That makes him even. So the chasers eat into the Canadian's lead. Stieda knows if he can win just 1 more sprint, even if they catch him, he still could win the yellow jersey. The catch sprint banner stretching across the road is no mirage, and Stieda races for it. I wonder if even the knowledgeable French understand what they are witnessing. Another 12 seconds in the bag, and if he's caught now, this is time he cannot lose. Alex Stieda is now poised to take the yellow jersey in the Tour de France. The American team is doing the impossible. Behind, the chasing pack of 204 riders begin at last to bare their teeth. Time is running out for Thierry Marie, who began in yellow this morning. Now there's a new name for the French to pronounce. They say Stieda. But hopes of a first Canadian stage victory take a setback when the 5 chasers led by Paul Deschaud from Belgium catch up. The man at the back, Phil Anderson, another member of the Commonwealth, has been responsible for the capture of the Canadian. And with the main field still behind by 30 seconds, all is not yet lost. Anderson's gesture here is friendly. Stieda has earned respect. No more will the field in the Tour de France see the American team as a novelty. Not when one of them has earned the yellow jersey of leadership.
At the line, 3 of Stieda's pursuers finished before him. And although the Canadian was denied a win in the day's race, finishing 5th, he had done something far more damaging. Stieda had completed a good day's work while out on his breakaway ahead of the pack. Being first through all those sprints earned him valuable time bonuses. And as the rest of the pack crossed the line pretty much together, Stieda became the man of the hour. And it's clear by this picture that Stieda was not yet aware of what he had done. The Canadian was now leading the Tour de France. So the standings after 2 races. Alex Stieda was not more than 30 seconds ahead of the top athletes, but he had